up, everybody, and welcome to the Flopbuster Movie Show live. It's been a while since I've said that. With Tony, Gabe, and Victoria is going to be joining us for this Exorcist discussion. I want to welcome everybody back who has been following the channel. We're going to be back, I believe, from now on every Sunday, and we're going to go back to our regular schedule, all the movie news, everything we've been talking about. We're going to bring it back in a strong way every week. Me and Gabe, sometimes Victoria, whenever she can. And we're going to run down the movie news and chat and discuss, bicker, all those great things. Gabe, how have you been?
I've been good. Just, busy weekend, hiking on Saturday, pumpkin patch today, Exorcist on Friday.
It's been a busy week for you. Busy weekend.
So busy. My legs are tired. My thighs. I'm chafed. So much walking.
Victoria, how you been? Oh, I know how you've been. You live with me, but how?
I do.
Are you excited to talk about The Exorcist?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna get down to it.
Y'all some haters.
Nothing but haters.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all of it because they just want to go guns blazing.
Can I make it known? Tony made me promise earlier that I wouldn't get on here and super defend this movie. So.
Oh no, Victoria, you and we could just definitely super defend this movie because that's what I'm about to do.
Let's hold on. Let's save everything because I do want to run down a couple of.
I know.
Thank you all for watching. First of all, I can't wait to get this started. Alex, how you doing? I saw Brett in there. Love seeing you.
I'm gonna open this up so I can read comments because on my phone and I don't know how to work technology.
So like how we used to do, we used to catch up on movies. Gabe, you haven't seen some of these, so I'll run them down as quickly as I can. We could chat about them. And then we'll get into the main discussion as we do all spoilers for The Exorcist Believer, which is the new sequel that everybody has been talking about, at least in the horror community and online.
Yeah.
So, first off, I do want to mention, Gabe, you have not seen this, right?
I have not.
Okay, so I got a chance to see the creator before we went on vacation to Toronto. This was a movie I was looking forward to. I know, Gabe, we talked about it a few times, and I saw it in IMAX. And what did I think of it? I love John David Washington in every role he's been in recently, honestly. Tenet and Black Klansman. I think he's got a lot of juice. He's got a lot of charisma. I really like him as an action star.
More charisma than his daddy.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that. But I think he's going to be damn good in the future, and I love the guy, seriously. When it comes to the creator, I think it's a solid film. I wished it was like an amazing movie. It's not, but it's really solid, well done. They shot it for under $100 million, which I don't even know how they did that. It looks gorgeous, especially in IMAX. It sounds amazing. And it really sets the standard for what like VFX films should be, at least. Visual wise, story wise, it's a lot of been there, done that. We've seen this before in movies like Terminator or even Neil Blomkamp movies like District 9. But if you're a sci-fi fan, if you like sci-fi movies, it's definitely worth checking out just for the visuals alone. And John David really carries the movie with his heart. So it's a thumbs up. I wish it was like amazing, but it's just pretty good as stands. And then another one that me and Victoria saw as a double feature. We went with Jason from Sinister Cinema and his wife. We saw The Exorcist Believer. But first movie we watched was When Evil Lurks, which is a film that I had heard a lot about and how crazy it is and the director and all these things. I had no idea that was the movie we were going to be watching that night. I was at work and I was like, Jason's like, hey, let's go see a double feature. I was like, yeah, Victoria, get the tickets. It was about halfway through the movie when I realized, oh, this is that movie everybody has been chatting about online. And I cannot agree more. This is one of the most fucked up films I've seen in a very long time. It is disgusting and horrifying, darkly funny. It is terrifying. I think Gabe is going to love this movie. The imagery is outstanding. The mythology is really cool. It comes on Shudder, I believe, at the end of the month, so you guys should check it out.
27th.
The 27th. What did you think, Victoria? You liked it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was in the minority because Kaylee, who's Jason's wife, had texted me, like, these are receipts, and I was like, I have never heard of this movie, but I'm down, whatever. It was like the four of us and one other person, and I usually don't really see like the super messed up movies. Like, what are some of them? Like Antichrist or things like that. Like these really messed up ones. So I didn't know it was gonna be like that. And this director also directed Terrified, which I also haven't seen, but a lot of people like that one too. I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was watching sometimes.
Yeah.
I like turned to Tony. I'm like, no, she's not. Like, no, she's not doing that. Like, I feel like I'm sounding dramatic. This movie is effed up. Like, this movie is disturbing a little bit.
Yeah.
The guy in front of us was chilling. He was fine. He had no reaction.
So, I know I'm probably gonna like it, and but he also directed the segment in
Yes.
Satanic Hispanics, the
oh shit.
the one with the house with like the body, like the first segment of
that one's creepy. That one's really creepy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one was messed up.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
the best story in the entire movie.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the one that directed that first segment in Satanic Hispanics.
This man is messed up.
He is messed
Like,
up.
It's scary.
No, there's so much in this movie that is it's very there's a dark sense of humor to it, and the director really plays with you. It's like things you know are coming, and he keeps teasing you and keeps teasing you. And then when it happens, it is terrifying and disgusting. This movie's awesome. It's a great horror film. One that you got to see if you have Shudder. 100%. I strongly recommend it. Make sure to check that out because I know that's another one.
And
I mean,
good.
it looks amazing. It's really well shot. The effects are cool. Also came out this past weekend in limited theaters. So
Right.
if you have a chance, if you don't want to wait, see it. If not, it'll be on Shudder.
I'm going to try to see it as quickly as possible.
And Gabe, this is a movie I know you have seen.
I have seen this. I saw this last night.
This is a movie that came out this weekend too. Me and Victoria watched it last night. Gabe, what did you think?
I saw your comments in our group chat, so I already know where you're going, right? But as far as I'm concerned, I thought it was a fun story. Like I knew, like it's a comedy horror, so I knew what to expect. It's a slasher. We're going back to 1987. I just thought it was a fun. Like I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing since a Rico Benny sandwich, but
I see that in the chat. I'm like, why are they talking about that?
But I will say it's fun. It's entertaining, and I don't know. I just had fun with it. I think I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd or whatever. I think it's
people love it. It's got a high Rotten Tomatoes.
It does. So like when they announced it, right? I was like thinking, is this Final Girls like redone?
Right.
Like they've done it again, but it added some cool new stuff to it.
Okay, Victoria, what did you think?
I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I thought it was okay. The main character, I forget her name right now, but
who's great in Sabrina. I love that.
Yeah,
show.
who's a good actress, but for some reason this movie she just wasn't doing it for me. I really liked Olivia Holt though.
I thought she stole a lot
of
of the scenes. Yeah, the one playing the younger version of her mom really stole it from me, and I thought she had the best lines in the film.
I think some of the jokes I was telling you yesterday were like low-hanging fruit at this point, but like some of the kills were good. Some of the comedy did get me from the other characters. It was good. I thought so. I mean, it was decent. I gave it halfway.
We had fun with it. We watched it last night. We had fun. Gabe referenced whatever I said, whatever rating I gave it on Letterboxd. But I just felt like I think the movie has a lot of fun, a youthful energy to it. I liked the cast. I just wish the script itself was as strong as they were. I do think a lot of the jokes were just been there, done that, obvious gags. And
it falls into Riverdale territory.
It does for me. And you could tell they shot most of this where they shot
in Vancouver.
Riverdale. Yeah. So I don't know. I wanted to have more fun with it. I ended up just liking it. I didn't hate it. It was fun to watch. I definitely really enjoyed the supporting cast. I just think a lot of the 80s stuff, we've seen it in movies done better, like Hot Tub Time Machine, and the time travel stuff we've seen better in Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. So it just for me,
Back to the Future,
and it to me it just paled in comparison to the movies it's trying to aspire from. So I would still say check it out because it is on Prime, and it's there's so much horror released this weekend, you might as well see it. And I seem to be in the minority, so definitely check it out. What's up, Connor? What is up, man? Good to see you here. It's been a while. Man. Okay, I guess we could just start talking about the main movie, right?
What about Saw?
Oh, we saw Saw 10. We saw Gabe, you haven't seen it.
No, I bought tickets to it, but I was getting out of work late, so I canceled my tickets, and I never saw it.
It's great. It's great.
Really good.
As a cat, Victoria loves the Saw movies. I'm very casual. I mean, I have fun with them, but nothing. They all kind of mesh together for me in my memory.
So yeah, exactly. So I saw the first 4 because I was preparing to watch it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna rewatch the Saw series. I saw the first 4, and by like the time I got to the 4th one, it just seemed like one big, mush type of pile.
When you watch them back to back to back, it's like, oh my god, it's like all this information.
Like the first
you
one
forget
stands out,
yeah.
right? Which I get why
Yeah.
this became into the franchise. Like the first Saw stands out.
Yeah.
The second one, it's good. Third is good, but then by the time you get to the 4th, it just becomes one big pile of mush. It's like, is he alive? Didn't he die in the 3rd one? Why is he still alive? Like, what's still going on? And then especially now we're going to get into like 5, 6, 7,
Right.
Spiral, and this one, it's just like, okay.
This one, I will say, if you have a chance, get those tickets again. It's really good. Like, as somebody who's very casual about these movies, I really enjoyed this, and it feels different than most Saw movies in terms of how they construct the story. I feel like this is the most accessible Saw movie to people that maybe have not seen any Saw movies.
Right.
Besides the first.
Besides the first, I
Even.
think this one feels like a very simple, empathetic revenge tale, which is kind of crazy to say about a Saw movie and John Kramer, but they really make you feel for him in this. And Tobin
He did
Bell's,
nothing wrong.
he's amazing. Tobin Bell gives a great performance in this movie. The kills are gnarly. They're so gross. Some of them made me just go, oh my God. Like, it's just, I really enjoyed it. I thought the story was solid. It's you're in, you're out. It's quick. It's a tight sit. As far as the Saw movies go, I would put this up there with 1, 2, and I enjoyed Spiral. So I put it up there with those. Mainly because of Chris Rock's performance. I mean, he's so over the top in that. It's hilarious. Victoria, I know you liked it too. We saw it with your dad. We had a fun time.
It was good. Really
okay.
good.
I think everybody's just ready for us to talk about Exorcist Believer, which I just want to preface that right now it's sitting at about, I believe, at like a 22% Rotten Tomatoes. It grossed 27.5 million.
28. Let's call it 28.
Okay, it's 28 million opening weekend. We know it's going to make a ton of money from Horror Nights. They signed that $400 million deal with Universal, Morgan Creek. So I think eventually it'll recoup whatever it is that they're going to spend between streaming and licensing deals, whatever, all that stuff. So we saw this opening night, but by then the movie was already dogpiled. Like, everybody was just going, it's shit, it's dog shit, I hate it. I didn't see many positive reactions. So going into it, I kind of felt bad because we watched When Evil Lurks and it was amazing. And we're like, fuck, now we got to go into Exorcist. And I hope it's decent, but it wasn't encouraging seeing all those things. I just wanted it to be like just a fun watch. I think at that point, it can't even pass or match up to the first one. I'm not asking it to. But Gabe, I'm going to start off with, I guess I'll start off with you two in general, you and Victoria. What you thought of the film, because I think you two are more on the positive side. And we can start from there and then just start breaking down what happened in the movie.
All right. So
all right.
I'll start, and I'm gonna throw you guys out some numbers to you, all right? Because I did my research for this, all right? Because this is how much I truly believe in this movie. All right, so 28 million. So it debuted more than Saw X did, more than Saw 10.
Opening weekend, it made
opening weekend more money. It made more money than April's Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What's up, man?
Evil Dead Rise opened up at 24.5.
It did.
It opened up higher than The Black Phone. 2 highly revered horror movies, right? It opened up higher than Smile at 22.6.
It did. But remember, Smile stuck around. Like, I've never seen a horror movie every week and didn't drop.
I agree, but it's still out debuted opening weekend out debuted these movies, right? It's on par with The Nun 2. The Nun 2 made 32,000. Megan made 30. Scream 6 or whatever 5 made 30 million last year. It's on par with these movies, right? Horror hasn't had this huge $80 million.
Horror is critic proof. It really is critic proof.
All right, so that's that. And then the audience, right? 52% of this audience was male. 66% was older than 25 years of age.
Yeah.
30%, and I don't want to get racial, but I'm just pulling the demographics. 30% of white people saw this movie, and about 41% Hispanics saw this movie.
It is. I saw this. You bring this up. It is an important detail when it comes to horror that the Latino and Black community are the ones showing up every Friday night to see a horror movie, and they're the ones that are pushing it into. It's been like this since the 80s. When the Friday the 13th movies were making money, it was the inner city crowds making them successes.
So Saw X, also I saw this, I got this pulled up. 46% of that audience for Saw X was Hispanic. Yeah. So
wow.
we're coming out. We're coming out, right? And I'll say this as religion, especially possession movies, are big in the Hispanic community, and The Exorcist is, and there's no movie bigger than The Exorcist. With that being said, I didn't like it because I'm Mexican, and oh my God, you're right, I'm gonna like it because I'm Mexican. No, what I thought it worked well as a huge Exorcist fan, like you guys could attest how much I absolutely adore The Exorcist 1973, right? The sequels I think are trash. I've seen people comment on Twitter how much they love The Exorcist 3 and think it's better than the original. No, it's not. But anyways, what I was looking forward to this is I was looking forward to scary images. I was looking for, some fucked up shit, and overall just an entertaining time. And that's what I got. That's what David Gordon Green gave me.
That's what I do want to say. I love when I talk to movies about you. When you do love something, you're more the casual, not on Twitter movie fan that I know. When it's like Transformers, everybody's hating on Transformers now, but you're like, there's another one, I'm gonna go see it. There's another Fast and Furious, everybody's tired of it, I'm gonna go see it. Like you're there to see. If you liked it, you're gonna go there and you're gonna go see it.
But you know me, you guys know me, because when you told me there's a new Exorcist coming out, what did I tell you? Why? The fucking first one was perfect, right? And I was a first detractor that said why. And then the trailer dropped earlier this year, and I told you guys, I was like, oh shit, I want to go see this now. Like, I was like, I need to go see this. And so when I went to go see it, I was like, that's it. I mean, I'm not putting it up there with 1973, right?
No, of course.
Come on, you're gonna tell me it's not, it's worse than The Exorcist 3? You're gonna tell me it's worse than The Exorcist Believer?
Exorcist 3,
or not Believer. I'm sorry.
Enjoy,
the beginning.
I enjoy 3. I actually want to show Victoria 3 because I do enjoy a lot. Of
I've only ever seen the original.
2 is by far the worst Exorcist movie. the Heretic is a terrible movie. Exorcist 2 is bad, and Exorcist 2 isn't even as bad as Dominion and The Beginning, which is the same movie by different directors, and they're both bad. So I would say the Exorcist Believer. I'll jump into it real quick. I didn't think this movie was the flat out trash, terrible film I saw a lot of people talk about. What I will say, the first half of this movie, I think is genuinely good. I think it's grounded, down to earth. I love the Haitian, the hoodoo aspects and the research that they put into it at the beginning of this movie. I enjoyed that. Leslie Odom Jr. as the main character carries this movie. He is fantastic. I love his relationship with his daughter. So in the beginning, I thought this movie was beautifully shot, really well paced. My problems with the movie start the moment Chris McNeil shows up on screen and everything else kind of takes a back seat and it becomes a run-of-the-mill possession movie. Had this movie come out maybe 10 years ago, maybe I wouldn't feel that way. But that's where the movie fell off for me. Not in a train wreck sort of way, just, that's it. The trailers kind of gave me everything I needed to know about this movie, and this is the exact movie that it was, down to the twist. The twist is in the trailers.
Okay, quickly though, just in case no one saw it in the title, this is spoilers. I just realized.
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, this is spoilers.
If you haven't seen it, you're gonna get spoiled. As you were saying, I was like, wait.
Real quick, that was my thoughts. Middle of the road. I still think it's not as bad as people are saying. I think there's a lot of positives in that first half. I just think the second half, it really falls apart for me. And also the family, we're going to talk about it. The white family, dumb as shit. Like really poorly written. But maybe that was on purpose, but he seems to do that a lot, especially in Halloween Kills, where he kind of hammers home a point by making a character so fucking dumb. Victoria, sorry, go ahead. I know you liked it, so I'll let you get your thoughts real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to start out too. I'm not going to super defend the movie. Like you said, you don't want me to get on their rant, but the only thing, I can't even speak. Obviously, I don't care. People have opinions. I'm a Halloween Ends defender, so I get it. I've been here before. It's not my first rodeo. But I just don't see what it is about this movie that people think it's the most dog shit thing they've ever seen in their lives. And I get maybe it's The Exorcist, the original's iconic, it's legendary. But really? Like 1 star? Less than one? I don't see what's in this movie that is so bad.
I do agree. I think the first half itself is so grounded, and they do bring some kind of heart to rope you in. So I did enjoy that. I think I can see where a lot of people have issues with that second half, because I had issues with the second half. Sorry, I'm laughing at Julian's comment because I know he loves Evil Dies Tonight.
Oh yeah, I was saying Exorcist dies tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Body in the Blood.
Gordon Green loves repeating phrases.
He likes chants.
Body in the Blood.
That's not even David Gordon Green. Death by Dawn.
No, that's Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
But he's saying in general, he likes
the body in the blood. The bloody in the blood. The bloody in the blood.
But I don't know. Yeah, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. That's what I wanted to start with. Is I don't get what's in this movie that's so people are like acting like David Gordon Green killed their entire family, like in front of their eyes. Relax.
I do want to bring up a point.
You don't have to watch it.
Strange Monkey made, where he said the problem is that expectations were way too high. You cannot repeat what the original did, but you can do something different and unique. I like that because one, the expectations of doing a sequel are high. Imagine if somebody tomorrow said, we're making a sequel to Jaws. Everybody's going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do not do that.
Please do. Please do.
Gabe will be first in line. I know you love Jaws. Like, I love Jaws. But that's a movie you watch every summer, you tell me about. But I think the issue is that when you do an Exorcist movie, I think the precedent is that you do something unique and contemporary of this time and what we go through. And I think he kind of teeter-totters on the edge, and it's like he was afraid to fully commit. Maybe Halloween Ends scared him into not taking a risk. But that was my problem with this movie, was that it just felt too toothless. It was too safe. And for some people, that's going to be a problem. And then for others, it's whatever. We had a fun time at the horror movie, and it was cool.
Yeah, like
I took more of a risk there.
I think a lot of the issue, from what I mean, because I see a lot of my stuff that I see on Twitter, so we already know how that is. X, but
on X.
Are we calling it Twitter or X?
It's
I'm
X.
saying
It's
Twitter.
X.
But like, I get the anger behind people's favorite classic movies being touched, remade. But I think everyone needs to realize your favorite movies from 50 years ago are not safe anymore. Like, people are going to start remaking them.
This is why I say remake Jaws.
Real quick, tonight's sponsor is Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is sponsoring the show. I'll put a QR code later. You could get the cookie butter beer. It's good. It's good. We go there.
And also by Blue Cross and Blue Shield, don't leave home without it.
Exactly. Don't leave home without that. You need that.
And I'm not saying remakes are, are good. I'm not saying they should be done, but I'm just saying I feel like people have to accept it's going to happen, especially with massive movies like The Exorcist or like Halloween. Like, people are probably can complain about Friday the 13th too whenever that shit comes out.
They're going to go back to the well for sure.
You knew it was coming. I don't why are we shocked? But anyways, what I actually thought, I liked it. I thought the story was good. I thought it looked good. For what I find scary, because possession and like ghosts and stuff, like, I guess it's not really ghosts, but demons are what really scare me in movies. So for what I thought, I'm like, the makeup was good, the possession parts were good. I really liked it in that sense. Like, they were the story. Like I said, the story, the focus on who's the actor. You said Leslie Odom.
Leslie Odom. He was great in Glass Onion.
He's great. Like, this movie, there's nothing really that wrong with it, in my opinion. Like, that it's so hated. I don't get it.
I think the pile-on is definitely that freaking created something that was so culturally significant.
Yeah.
At that time in 73, where you have Helter Skelter, you have a lot of serial killers on the rise, and the scare of satanic panic, that it created something for a lot of generations that feels so real. And I think with this movie, it's coming at a time where everybody's tired of the machine. Gabe, me and you have talked about this, is that we are tired of the reboot machine. We are tired of big movies just being the same thing. We want a little bit of originality when it comes from studios, at least, just studios. And I think David Gordon Green coming off 2 Halloween movies that were kind of critically reviled, and a lot of horror fans were like, fuck this guy. he comes in, he's like, well, I'm doing 3 Exorcist movies next. Like, it's kind of a perfect storm of just bad things happening. So
I kind of love that for him. He says he doesn't even care. Like, I love that for him a little bit.
No, it's kind of funny because he's like, I'm going to do some great TV work with like Eastbound and Down and like Righteous Gemstones, and I'm just going to fuck everybody over with these horror movies.
Also, I saw in the comments too, Goodreal was, I'm assuming it's Brett, said, perfection should never be touched. And I agree, but also you have to accept people are going to touch it.
Of course. I know. I agree.
She's going to be touched.
There's movies that I love that I don't think should be touched at all. Nobody wants to be touched, but
I want to be touched.
I do think that it's a machine. This is, if we keep going to the movies to support sequels and remakes, that means they're going to go to the well and be like, what else do we own? I don't know. Let's make a Mannequin, a sequel to Mannequin. Like, whatever it is, they're going to do it. The Friday the 13th remake is being mentioned in here. That movie, stupendous tits. That's all I got to say.
That was the first horror movie I ever saw in theaters. I feel like I mentioned that before, but it was.
Aging yourself.
When I was 11.
You just aged yourself.
I know you just aged Gabe right now. He feels old.
You're welcome, everyone.
That movie's ridiculous. But no, I mean, okay, so let's start off with how, Gabe, I guess, to break down how this movie plays out.
So we open up in Haiti, right? We open up in Haiti to see,
which is insane,
right?
When it happened, I was like, "Is this the Haiti like the year?" Like they wrote "Waving Flag" about his wife.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. So it opens up in Haiti. She's the wife is looking at jewelry. She's out shopping. He's taking pictures of the beach of the locals. Mm-hmm. And then some kid comes up to her speaking English, and she's like, "Hey, I got something for your baby," because she's pregnant, and she goes into it, and they pray for her because voodoo is bad magic, right? So there's like a lot of stuff, especially in the Caribbean. So what they did to her, I wouldn't necessarily consider it voodoo, but it was some sort of like ritualistic, protection prayer for the baby.
Right.
And then they meet up again. She's tired. She goes to the hotel. Earthquake happens. The hotel is leveled. They show a clip there in the hospital, and basically it's like, do you want the baby to live or do you want your wife to live? And then we fast forward to I guess to now. And he has a single father with a 14-year-old girl, and she goes to school. And in school, we opened up. She's going through her mom's belongings because she's looking at pictures of the scarf, things like that. And then she goes to school. She meets up with this white girl, her best friend, I guess, and they decide to go into the woods.
She just meets up with this white girl.
Right, she just meets up with this white girl.
Which is accurate, because white people in horror movies make the worst decisions.
Her white friend takes her into the woods.
Her white friend causes everything that happens in this movie, and her family is dumb as shit. We have to put that out there.
And so they go into the woods, and they're like doing this thing with like this necklace where they're trying to do hypnosis, yada yada, and then like boom, disappeared. Right. So stop me if I'm forgetting something.
No, this is pretty much it. I think the first half, again, the beginning of this starts off strong for me. I think it's the most David Gordon Green-like in terms of his early films are very grounded, very human, very emotional. Even though, horror fans I know just won't watch his early films. They should, because they're awesome. But
y'all are disrespectful.
I know they're going to call him the worst thing ever, but they won't even watch the other movies he's made. But this movie starts off pretty strong and very emotional. And then... we do get quickly into the girls going into the woods, doing the spell so she can talk to her mother. And that's when they disappear for 3 days. And then we have the parents, the white parents, and Leslie Odom Jr. We should really look up their names because we keep calling them the white parents. But
you guys do. First of all,
we need to drive a point home.
Let me pull up the IMDb.
They're so disposable.
So I will say this because Fabian made a comment on the chat where they forgot about the protection prayer, and they really did.
Yes.
Because I will say that that's a miss. Is they pray for this baby, they gave him the protection prayer. Like they could have brought it back to that. Like he could have brought it back right to the protection prayer at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. The white parents are Miranda and Tony.
Oh,
Okay.
Tony, there we go. Look at that. We got Tony.
That guy.
And the dad
man.
is Victor. The
dad, Leslie
Odom
Odom is Victor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also the neighbor, the nurse.
Anne.
She is she's also a strong part, I felt, of this movie too.
I thought the neighbor, I thought she was going to be a Karen until she wasn't.
Yeah.
No, she has this, again, there's certain characters that get a real like story and redemption arc, and they do go into some things about abortion, which I think some will find heavy-handed. I think for that character, it started off on a strong note, and then it gets heavy-handed. I feel like that could have been handled a little better, but hey, it's in there.
But people saying it's an anti-abortion movie, like, take it down a notch.
No, I don't think it is.
I'm just saying.
It's definitely not.
I'm being problematic in this one.
It's definitely. I mean, if there's there's themes of abortion in Black Christmas, and that's from the 70s, right?
Yeah, like
in horror, there's always been some kind of slant of real life politics.
Are we saying abortion, or are we saying smortion?
I don't know. So the kids go missing for a few days, right? They return, and this is where it becomes, The Exorcist. They return, they start acting crazy and goofy, and sneaking up and playing with light switches and cutting their fingernails, turning the bathtub into black goo. And then they're quickly taken to the hospital. But before that, we get the whole body in the blood sequence in the church, which is from the trailers, which in the movie is definitely pretty eerie and creepy. It's also kind of funny. They do play up a couple of humorous moments there. But then essentially Victor starts believing that, as much as I don't believe in religion, not even hoodoo, all that stuff, Christianity, because of the death of his wife, he starts coming around to the idea that, oh shit, they're possessed.
Well, because Miranda the whole time was saying that, the other girl's mom, and obviously because Victor made a point of saying he's not very religious, and then this other family is super religious. He thought it was, just didn't believe it.
Victor isn't religious because of what happened to his wife. So I feel like anybody who's gone through like a terrible tragedy like that, right, where you lose your wife, your significant other, maybe even your kids, you have sort of like a religious or maybe a non-religious experience where you're praying to God, to help you with your current situation, and then it doesn't come through. Then at that point, you stop believing in God. You're like, well, and what the fuck you doing there? Like, fuck you, God. You're like, you didn't help me out. I don't believe in you. So that's like sort of the route that Victor took, was just like, hey, you didn't save my wife. So fuck you. I don't believe in you. So
right. So then we the girls are obviously being taken care of. His neighbor, who is seeing this and has an experience with Victor's daughter. It's his daughter, or is it the other daughter? I forget which girl.
It's his daughter.
Okay,
his daughter.
They mentioned her having an abortion once upon a time, years ago, when she was young, and
she was going to be a nun.
She was going to be a nun, and she had an abortion. She quickly goes to Victor, who's her neighbor, by the way, too, and says, "I've seen this before. You need to read this." And it is the book from Chris McNeil about essentially what happened in the first Exorcist and everything that they went through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that why this movie is getting dragged and overall drop in religious connection in moviegoers? Maybe. I mean, that's a good point, too. This movie is like the Avengers of religious themes. Every religion is in this movie. They kind of come through fucking portals like the end of Endgame. But I think that's possible. I think, again, in the 70s, people were so fearing of Christianity. And the idea of God's wrath, I think. So we don't have that. I mean, that's not something that we really think about at this point in time. So I think this is, again, maybe The Exorcist, coming out now, you don't get that same impact. So he reads the book by Chris McNeil, and he decides to track her down. They played the theme for the first time in the movie.
I thought it was cool then.
The theme was cool. I think the theme it was cool hearing it again. They play it for the first, I think it's like the only time they play the theme during this section of the film. We get the cameo by Ellen Burstyn. and she's fine. She's like 100 years old, so you can barely understand what she's saying.
She's 91.
She's 100 years old, so you can barely understand what she's saying. So they just ADR all her lines.
Also, they write Linda Blair not coming back as she doesn't talk to her because of the book.
Right. Her mom wrote a book, and Reagan is apparently so mad about the book being written that she never sees her mom. She's in hiding. So you never hear about Reagan. Chris McNeil's in the movie for, I would say, like 10 minutes. So the next 10 minutes, she quickly goes to help them with the Exorcist.
Can I make a comment, too, about this part where she goes to help them? I thought this scene when she goes into the house and they're all like, you know, the mom's praying, I think, with the kids. The dad, like, basically lost it. And her just, like, sitting in the room, like, the thought of they've just been living with her being this possessed and, like, insane was really scary. Sorry, I cut you off. But
no. I think, again, there's moments in this movie that have great, Gabe, you touched on it. There's great imagery in this movie and really creeping moments of dread. This moment is one of them. What I didn't like is the moment that follows. And maybe you guys will disagree with me.
No, I agree.
I thought it was comical. I wanted to laugh. Chris McNeil shows up about 7 minutes into her little cameo, and her eyes get gouged out by this child. And it's kind of like, there's your fucking cameo. She gets her eyes stabbed out.
You can't see anymore.
She's in a heel in a hospital for the rest of the movie. It's kind of fucking laughable.
She could get an eye transplant. She'll be fine.
And this is the point that I think a lot of people were making. At least I think I saw Cody Leach make this point, that if you took her out of the movie, this could have been any other movie but The Exorcist. And like her writing Regan on the bed.
And I don't think the reviews would be as bad.
Yeah.
Because if you take that out the movie, then people go, David Gordon Green made a pretty cute exorcism movie. It's kind of like, you know, safe, but it's fun, and that's it. Literally, you take off 7 to 8 minutes of this movie, and it's any other possession movie. Did not have to be called The Exorcist. And I think that's the biggest detraction against this movie, is that it just so happens to have that name. So, Victor gets together again, the Avengers, right? Of
the Avengers of Christianity,
and of pastors, and then this hoodoo woman that was praying over his house that his neighbor had got, right?
He came home at one point, and one of his his personal trainer that also is his neighbor, they were just all in his house. They were just all in his house, like praying in the daughter's room.
Yeah.
First of all, they left the front door open. That's rude.
Yeah.
Second of all, what are you doing in my house?
So they decide to go through with the exorcism. They get the girls, they tie them to these chairs, and they have like everybody in this little room. So the third act all takes place in one room, and they're praying over the children, trying to exorcise them. There's one priest that doesn't want to fucking do it. He's really scared. He didn't get any permission from the Catholic Church. So he sits in his car the entire time that they're doing the exorcism. Gabe, what did you think of this section of the movie? From the moment the girls start becoming possessed until, I guess, the third act, the battle over the soul of the children.
I thought it was good. I don't see the issues that most of you guys see in it, to be honest. I don't know if it's because I'm seeing it with like different types of eyes, or because I'm not gonna say I've studied The Exorcist 1973, but if we go back to The Exorcist 1973, that movie was a slow burn. The exorcism itself was, I mean, let's be honest, the exorcism itself was pretty boring. Was pretty boring once they started doing the exorcism. You got the priest Damien, or I forget the name of him, and the older priest.
Yeah.
So again, it's as much as people wanted him to make it his own, what he did is he took the blueprint for 1973 and sort of made it his own in a way where, like you guys are saying, we got the Avengers of religion going down, but it's basically the same type of exorcism that was in 1973, just 6 different, priests.
Yeah. There's a lot of priests at the end of this movie. They're all like fucking doing their different chants, and like the imagery during the exorcism I thought was creepy. And I think the girls, I do want to know, the girls are pretty good at doing that. I mean, it's really hard to get.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great in the movie. And the things they have to do, the effects on them by Chris Nelson, who did the effects on the Halloween movies. The effects are great. They
listen, everybody talks about how they hate CGI effects, and then he gives you a very practical effect-laden film, but yet nobody really wants to talk about that. They want to just shit on everything else, but not talk about how great the practical effects for this film were.
Yeah, I do want to mention. Everybody keeps mentioning Linda Blair, or at least they're having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
She's in the movie for like 10
I tried
seconds.
not to spoil it, but yeah, she's in it.
She's like for 10 seconds.
Which I didn't realize. I personally didn't realize that they actually did get her the whole time.
Yeah,
I thought she was actually not in it.
I think it's the movie is kind of like, it's on paper. It's very thin. It's a very thin story. The events that happen again. That third act is. It's extended. It's pretty long.
That's why I liked it. I think
they're
not afraid to like really show them, and I think, like you're saying, it's a thin story, or like what everyone else is saying. I think what makes it work for me is the girls. Like they are so good at playing possessed, and Olivia O'Neill, who plays Catherine, she looks so much like. I mean, that's probably the selling point. She looks so much like Linda Blair at some points.
Yeah,
which is probably their point.
I think
It's insane. That's why it works for me.
Jay, who I haven't seen Jay in a while. Good to see you, man. He popped up in here. He talked about the editing. I thought the editing was very strong. They do a lot of creative things there with the editing, especially the sequence with the girls are being dealt with in the hospital and checked in on the doctors. I thought that was very strong.
That was cool.
But for me, no, the movie does fall apart the moment that Chris McNeil shows up, and I think her cameo is really laughable. I think everything in the third act is, for me at least, it was just. I've seen all this. I've seen all this in other movies, not even just The Exorcist. I've seen this. We had a whole wave of possession movies from 2008 to 2013.
But did you see the Avengers of Religion?
I did not see the Avengers of Religion. That's the one thing that this movie gave me, was that there was multiple people performing this
exorcism Endgame.
And you just needed the Alan Silvestri theme of the Avengers. And I think this movie probably would have blown people's minds. They just needed that little music note there from the Avengers movies. So yeah, that's really it. It doesn't really, again, if you explain this movie to somebody, it's really like just point A, point B, point C, and that's it. The movie's over.
Well, yeah, but that's Exorcist 1973, point A, point B, and it's over. The third act of The Exorcist 1973 was just in it was just in Reagan's bedroom.
There's a lot more excitement in that bedroom.
That was the bedroom, right? Also 1973 started. They found the little amulet of Pazuzu, right? So it started. They had a very specific A, B, and C in the original.
I have a question. What's the demon in this? Did I miss that? What is the demon? It's
the same one.
It's the same one. It's Pazuzu.
There's no way.
She says, "Are you looking for Reagan?"
Said it.
He says, "We've met before."
Somebody say, who's seen the movie? Was it Pazuzu?
Yes.
Was there an old Mexican movie with it? I don't think it was.
So they didn't say. So in 1973 it was Pazuzu, and it's the same one.
They don't flat out say in this movie though.
But it is. We've met before.
It is a given because yes, exactly. She says we've met before, and she's like, "Are you looking for Reagan?" Are you looking for Reagan?
I think that was just a little fan service moment because
are you looking for Reagan?
Everything with Chris McNeil is lazily written. Okay, that's what I want to say. Chris McNeil, lazily written. The parent characters that they're trying to prove a point with, terrible. Fucking terrible. Yeah, I think the assumption is it's Pazuzu, but I'm pretty sure David Gordon Green said it is not the same demon. He said it's a different demon.
Name it. David?
I don't know.
I'm telling David.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to ask him.
Who is she?
So Leo is saying it is not. I'm pretty sure I read an article that said it wasn't. They don't mention a
So it's just mocking her then, basically?
It's pretty much just mocking
demons
her.
know everything, right? Demons know everything, basically.
Demons know everything.
Demons do know everything. But here's the thing, right? Since we're getting close to the end of this movie, as we recap it, right, is that the demon or the devil plays tricks on you, right? That's written all over the Bible, that's written everywhere. The demon plays tricks. So as the demon is as they're doing the exorcism,
who is this Devante guy?
I don't know who Devante is.
I don't know. Let's go ahead.
He told me it sucks.
Let me just go ahead and take him out of there because he's calling people dummies. I have no idea who that is.
He said it sucks. Deal with it.
He was more than welcome to watch the show if he wasn't rude. He could have stayed and enjoyed it. Where the fuck is he in there going on about? But okay, so everybody's saying it was not. It's a demon that goes after pregnant women. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Tony's rating just went up to 3 now.
That makes a lot of sense. A real ball buster. I feel bad I have to take that guy out of there.
Okay, but that's not even like constructive conversation. Like it sucks.
Like,
Deal with it. Oh, okay. And the
he
street.
just called somebody a dummy. That's not right. That's not right. That's not nice.
Get out of here.
Right? So I don't know who the dummy was. If I was the dummy, or Gabe, or Victoria, or Leo, or
Probably me.
or Cliff, anybody in the chat, who was the dummy? You should have been more
Who was it?
specific. Depending on who, maybe you wouldn't have been.
You would have stayed.
You know, and I'm sorry, the channel's not that exciting. You're not going to find many things in here. Maybe Gabe's out of car reviews, and that's about it.
My what?
The only exciting things in here are going to be your out of the theater reactions,
Which I haven't done in a while. So
yeah, you got to get back to doing that, man. You got to get back to doing that. Good Real says his ratings is back up to 1 instead of 1.5. So I guess that changes things for him. It went
back down.
We're ruining this
for
for
him.
him. We're ruining this.
Wait, well,
Y'all are
we're
rude.
not. Yeah, but yeah, that's really the end of the movie. Oh, we get Reagan and Chris are reunited.
Oh yeah,
Correct.
but
That
you
was at
forget
the
about
end of the movie.
you forget the most critical part about this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First of all, the dad tries to kill Leslie Odom Jr.'s daughter.
Hold on. Yeah. Well, sorry. Something that was revealed in the trailer. It was revealed in the trailer. They have to choose between the two children, right? They have to choose between Leslie Odom Jr.'s daughter and the redneck,
Angela or
crazy
Catherine.
religious people's daughter. And the dad, who is a dumbass, the character Tony, everybody says, don't make the choice. Do not make the choice, and nothing will happen.
Yeah, first of all, the mom
Do not make the
has a
choice.
good head on her shoulders. The mom is a good character. The
Yeah.
mom is
I feel like
reasonable.
anybody who's named Tony makes really bad decisions.
I do too.
So
I feel
the dad just
Mhm.
screams out, I choose my daughter.
I choose you, Catherine.
Yeah. So what happens is the demon says, well, fuck you. Now we're pulling her into hell for eternity.
Again, which
That's
is
what
why I was saying the devil is always
Plays
tricking
tricks.
you. It's
Right.
playing his tricks. So
I
that
do
was
wanna
his
say
trick. You say you pick who we get to save. So then he picks who he wanted to save, and that's who they're killing.
Yes,
And then
that's the
before that,
big reveal.
Angela says, like, it's almost like a warning, like God played a trick on you. Like
Yeah.
it's a switch up. I don't know if that was the intention, but that's kind of
Yeah.
what I'm getting from it. Like God played a trick
This
on
guy
you.
has
You
like
choose your own daughter.
multiple. He has multiple things. Who is this guy? Why is he so? You would know if you read my comment. Well, why, dude? It's fine. You could stay or go. I don't. Do you have like 2 accounts or something? Who is this guy? What is happening? This is more exciting than The Exorcist.
Lies.
He keeps coming back. Is he just making new accounts? Like, what is his obsession?
He said he was calling the Chris McNeil.
Who is
dummy.
Devontae? Somebody find out who Devontae is. Who is Devontae Huntley? Somebody find out. We must know who this guy is. All right.
So Ashton, the box office, it made 28 million over the weekend.
Okay, I do want to
Not
mention real quick. So Good Real, Brett said, where do we go from here with the 2 movies? There is no ending that will transition to the next. I do agree with you that. But here's the truth, right?
They'll find something.
No, I mean the simple matter is that
It's Exorcist kills and Exorcist ends. Sorry.
they made a movie. It's gonna succeed. It might not do great opening. It did great opening weekend. Might not do great next weekend. It's gonna do good overseas. It'll make like 100 million, 130. It'll justify that against a $30 million budget. Think about what the promotion they did at Halloween Horror Nights. Coffee mugs, anything that they do Exorcist wise, they put out there and it makes money. And streaming on Peacock, they don't reveal numbers, but they'll let you know when it succeeds. So for them, pumping 30 million into a movie and getting a return of 100 million each time is more than enough to justify why they're going to do it. Whether we like it or not, they're going to do it. And I think that's what we're going to see with the sequels. If David Gordon Green returns or somebody else, who knows? But it's going to happen. I think the second one will let you know, are they going to continue or are they going to stop here? And that's about it.
And I think this is something that I don't know if it comes up a lot here that we talk about it or we just talk about it in general. The general moviegoers who are not on Twitter, they don't care.
No, they don't care.
They will see it because
my
it's a scary
cousin, my
movie.
mom,
they don't care about the lore. They don't care about why we should make another Exorcist movie. They're going to see it because they don't care. It's a horror movie.
That's it.
That's why they keep making them.
Hold on. Julian Screaming Evil dies tonight. This chat is more
Exorcist
exciting
ends.
than I
Exorcist
thought. This
ends.
is a very exciting chat. There's been a lot of. I've been trying to read it and trying to talk at the same time. So,
Reagan dies tonight.
they never properly exorcised the demon. Tony chose his daughter, and the demon took Catherine to hell. I do want to say that image is scary. It's a scary
Yeah.
image. Very creepy. The moment with Catherine in the sewer looking
She wakes
out.
back up in the sewer. Yeah.
Oh man, that is a terrifying image. I will give it credit that
She's
that
calling
part
for
was-
her mom, and then it just takes her.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
It's like dreadful almost.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, I agree. So yeah, and that is the Exorcist Believer. Again, it's short. It's like what 100 minutes long. It's not that long. I know the first one's like 2 hours. This one's not.
It was close to 2 hours.
Do you think it was?
Yeah, it was like 140 something.
I will say the pacing isn't. It's not like a slowly paced movie. It takes its time.
Listen,
for sure,
it's like Fabian's saying, this movie at the end wasn't a happy ending.
No,
so
of course.
where do you go from there? Is you could go with Angela still being possessed.
No, oh my god! If this guy's doing a bit, this is fucking hilarious. He's back. He's fucking back. He made another account. This guy is truly a dummy. I was talking about Chris McNeil. Victoria got it and knocked that dude. Shame. I'm gonna ban
Just
it.
leave
I want
it.
to see
Just leave it.
I want to see if he creates another account. Let's try this.
Stop. Oh my god.
What do you think about this, Gabe? What do you think of Devante?
I think you're getting into a war with somebody. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Devante, anyone named Tony is a dummy. I guess I am the dummy.
Let's all agree.
We got the confirmation. It was me the entire time. I'm sorry.
No, but I think you go with Angela either having some lingering possession issues. I mean, if they're gonna give Linda Blair some money, maybe she comes back for the second one. Listen, there's many ways to go around the sequel, maybe even a trilogy of it. At the end of the day, I'm here for any Exorcist movie that they want to do. Again, the second and the third one from the original timeline are terrible. Terrible sequels.
You're in the minority in that third one, dude. You really are.
I'm not the minority. Listen, I don't know where the listen. You're gonna make me swear. I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear, and I'm gonna go to fucking rant.
I want to point out that the third one did.
I am
pretty
fucking
well.
40. I am fucking 40 years old, and for fucking 37 years of my life, everybody shit on The Exorcist 2 and 3. All of a sudden, everybody's talking about how good the fuck Exorcist 3 was. Like all of a sudden, it's like some fucking masterpiece type
who knows?
of movie.
This might happen with Exorcist Believer.
So like I don't know where the fucking love for Exorcist 3 is coming, because everybody universally has talked about how shitty
Where's the hot
Exorcist
take,
sequels.
Video.
I know. I don't know if I have it on here. I gotta re-upload it.
Not that it's a hot take.
I never expected Gabe to just hate on Exorcist 3 for some reason. He's like mad.
It just fucking chaps my hide that all of a sudden there's so much love for Exorcist 3.
I don't know, dude. I enjoy
it.
I like
you guys as Halloween fans, right? You guys always talk about universally how much Halloween 6 sucks, right? And all of a sudden, when people are talking about how much Halloween 6 is awesome and great, you guys also sort of get upset or mad. We're like, what? Since when does Halloween 6 is good, right? No, it's the same thing with The Exorcist 3.
None of the Halloween sequels are very good. I think we need to. Besides 3 is awesome. So
it's a different video.
It's great, but yeah, no, it's me, Devante, again. Oh my god,
Tony, just leave it.
But just at this point, I'm gonna leave it. I love that he's just creating new accounts. It's fucking awesome.
You beefed with him so hard that you became his friend. I think.
I'm just.
Devante is the MVP of the night.
I know. I don't even care about the movie at this point.
He wants to be your friend. Be his friend.
We're gonna leave. You know what, Devante, for the effort of creating all these accounts.
Apologize to Devante.
Apologize.
Okay, real quick. I want to
Devante, follow Tony at Tony Crespo Sucks on Twitter.
I know, man. I know. Follow all of us at that point. Follow Gabe too. Leo said something that's pretty that applies to a lot of movies lately that we've talked about. Which is, I think, bringing back any nostalgic actors takes away from the seriousness and the stakes of any of these new films. And I agree with a lot. Terminator, Star Wars, whatever it is, you bring them back, they're pretty much winking at the camera. And it's there for the fans, and that's it. This is definitely the worst of them. Again, she's in 10 minutes of the movie.
Is it the worst of them, really?
100%. 100%. Out of any of the legacy cameo, what's a worse one? Name one that's worse. This is definitely within the top 5.
How about when they tried to make what's her name? The Texas Chainsaw Sally, and it wasn't actually her.
Dude, come on. Are we talking? Yeah, exactly, Victoria. Exactly, Victoria. Are you saying this is the worst legacy? This is the worst they did to a legacy character than Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, but that movie's fucking dog shit. 1, 2, that's not even the real Sally. That was a completely different actress. They brought this character back, right? Poor 90-year-old back, right? And she's in the movie for 7 minutes. They gouge her eyes out, and that's it. She does nothing else for the rest of the movie. There's no point in bringing her back. That's all I'm saying. But I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Like, I can't stop laughing. I know, I got Devontae on my mind, and that's it. No, he likes Exorcist 3 and
so like if
most of the Halloween movies and overlooked my comments, wrongfully banned me. Hell no, I will not follow him. Well, dude, what's wrong with the Exorcist 3? Besides Gabe's,
he's on Gabe's side. He's gonna follow Gabe.
Follow Gabe.
Listen,
Gabe, for sure.
I will tell you this, right? So let's say they remake Jaws, right?
Oh, wait. No, actually, you know what? I will give you this. This one is worse. Cliff is actually right. The cameos in The Flash. The cameos in The Flash are pretty fucking terrible. Gabe, you got to admit that. I know you like the movie. The cameos in The Flash are pretty fucking bad.
Did I like The Flash? No, I did not like The Flash.
You gave it a positive rating.
A 2.5? 3 is a positive rating?
Did you give it a 3?
I think we talked about this.
We never talked about The Flash. We didn't. I don't think we had an episode.
Because you've been busy.
You've been busy too.
You've been busy going on vacations everywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney Prescott in Scream 5 was handled perfectly.
Is she really a legacy character though?
I don't know.
She's still in the movies.
The Flash,
besides the new one.
The Flash, I did not give it 3.5 out of 5. I think I gave it a 2.5 or a 3. Me and Victoria walked out of that movie feeling like we watched a toy commercial. I don't think.
How is there CGI on someone who's the only person in the shot? That's my question.
Yeah, Cliff, we are on Letterboxd. I think all of us are. Yeah, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at Shytown_G.
I didn't hate the Flash. I thought Ezra was fine. I know a lot of people hated on them, but I thought Michael Keaton was so misused. I thought it was just a waste of Keaton. The George Clooney stuff was, I felt like should have been funny. It was just like, it looked like Clooney was never even on set. It looked like a CGI cameo. Same thing with all the other ones, but yeah, I guess we'll never see the Flash again.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know what it's going to become of it.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that we got left from that era is going to be Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2. Yeah, we'll see.
Which there was a new trailer for, and there was no Amber Heard in that trailer at all.
She's for a second. You got to pause it. She's in there. She's in it. Yeah, for like a second. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I love James Wan. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? That movie has been reshot like 4 times, so we'll see. Everybody's in agreement. The Flash CGI was terrible. It's the kind of movie.
I
didn't really like the Flash. I don't know why he keeps going out about the Flash.
Let's let me look.
This
let
is
me
hate
take
on
a,
Tony night.
I know. They're just like I never even positively
People they were waiting
reacted
for
to
you
that.
to come back so they could blast you for your opinions.
Okay. So Devontae still.
Dude, you did give it 3 stars.
Yeah, but I gave it 3 stars and said it was passable, and that was whatever. That was it.
No, you didn't right.
What did you give it?
What did I give it?
What did you give it? I definitely did not. I said 2.5 or a 3. I couldn't remember which one. Definitely wasn't 3.5.
Forget what I said.
I think you gave it a 3 as well, Victoria, or a 2.5.
Hell no. I know why I gave that a 3.
Victoria, you gave that a 3.
Funny, I don't even remember.
Victoria, you gave it a 3.
I don't even remember half that movie.
I think I was hacked.
I will be honest, guys. I forgot that I did give it a 4.
Oh my god! So you're gonna go into Letterboxd, you're gonna cherry pick stuff. When I said, whatever, 3 out of 5, didn't think about it, can't remember the movie. You give it a 4 out of 5? That means you fucking love that movie. That means you fucking don't 3 out of 3 stars me. This man gave it 4 stars.
I thought I gave it 2.5 to 3.
I don't want to hear anything because if we're gonna pull up Letterboxd or movie reactions, I've seen this man give some of the worst movies of all time 5 stars all day. 5 stars. He hands out 5 stars like they're fucking candy on Halloween.
Not even.
I don't remember giving it 3 stars. I don't. What did I do?
The only thing I remember about that movie is Keaton and the George Clooney cameo. That's about it.
I remember them.
And the babies,
Ezra Miller, no matter what.
The CGI babies. That was
the
highlight.
The last movie I gave 5 stars to was Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which
That
Leo's
one's
gonna kill
deserved.
me for.
Oh yeah, I love Mutant Mayhem. Leo's the only hater of that movie that I know.
And I did give Blue Beetle 5 stars as well.
Blue Beetle's good.
I like Blue Beetle more than The Flash. I actually like. I didn't mind it.
Oppenheimer was also another 5-star movie for me this year.
Of course, I like.
Wow, Julian. Highlight Julian's comment right now.
It's the highlighting is acting weird. Victoria is a big fan of bad movies. I believe the 3.
What did I ever do?
Gabe,
one
to
bad
be
movie I
Gabe,
like.
to be fair,
You know
ever
what?
since Tony was a toddler, he was a little bit
If
different.
this is a roast session, I'm gonna roast Leo. This man
Rename
is
the
the
title.
biggest contradictory person I've
Good
ever
night,
met.
Brett. Have a good night, Brett. Thanks for watching.
Brett,
Oh shit.
Brett, have a good night
Where's
from
Brett?
the dummy.
Bye,
Leo
Brett.
hates every movie that is. If the movie is popular, he will hate it. Turtles, he hated. I just saw him today hating on the Blair Witch Project. We're gonna bring Leo on, and we're gonna bring a list of movies that he hates, and we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about them.
Should we bring
Julian
that up
said
on
the bad
Spaces?
movie I like is Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's a good movie.
We'll bring it up on Spaces. That's what we'll do. Every week we do the Twitter Spaces with Leo. I don't know if it has a title yet, but we go on there, and we're going to turn it into his roast session. That's what we're going to do. Everything that he's ever shit on.
Devontae, you're invited.
We're going to Devontae, you're invited too. All right.
You need to shit on his movie.
I'm not even there to defend myself. Okay.
Wait, are we talking about Blair Witch from '97? Or are we talking about
The
like
original.
the remake?
They're talking about the original Blair Witch.
Oh hell no, that's a bad take. That '97 movie was scary as fuck when you went to the theaters and saw it.
3 ding dongs fighting in the woods over a map. Tony loves Batman and Robin. I do not love Batman and Robin. That is your brother that loves Batman and Robin. Adrian, I think it was a Christmas or birthday, gave me 2 27 by 40 Batman and Robin posters. I don't even know what to do with them. Okay, yes, The Exorcist 3, it's bad. I'm sorry. Okay, it's bad.
I've never seen it.
It's bad. All right, we'll stop talking about The Exorcist 3. Ashton says he's a fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. There's a lot of people that love those movies.
Because Julian said that's the bad movie I like. Julian said
Is that the bad movie? Is that the bad movie?
That is apparently. It's a good movie. Bye.
Victoria, you and I are there with that.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that Rob Zombie's Halloween is the best Halloween movie.
Mm-hmm. You guys can go back on the Flopbuster channel where we defended it years ago.
Wait. What did we defend? What did we?
Me and Gabe did.
Oh, the Rob Zombie, the Halloween.
The Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look who's talking.
Julian, look who's talking is a great movie. That's a great and Nancy Meyers movie. Julian, we're not going to get into your movies. We're not going to get into your movies. There was one called the Buttercream Gang that Julian made me watch. It was about these kids that do good deeds in their neighborhood. That's what the movie was. About these kids that do good deeds.
Favorite
it was
activity.
called the Buttercream Gang.
That's Julian's favorite activity.
That was his favorite movie.
Listen, Julian is on my shit list because weeks ago he said in the chat, "Yo, like we should go. Like I'm gonna go to Rico Benny's." It's like, dude, when you go to Rico Benny's, invite me. I'll ride with. And guess who went to Rico Benny's? Guess who passes by my house on their way to Rico Benny's? And then they didn't even call me. They didn't even have the decency of saying, "Hey, bro, I'm going to Rico Benny's. You want to ride through?" I've been like, "Yes, let's go." No, I didn't even get a call. No text
Leo's
message,
trying
no
to call
nothing.
you, Tony. Leo's trying to call you.
My phone is pulling up the logo, so it's over there. But we'll save it for Spaces. You can call me out on Spaces. Tony's on my shit list. I've been on everybody's shit list tonight. I don't know how it happened.
You're a bully.
What kind of Christian bullshit is the Buttercream Gang? Here's the thing. So the Buttercream Gang was a movie that they showed us in like 4th grade, 5th grade. They wheel in the TVs with VHS tapes, right? It was pretty much like an after-school special, but it was a movie. It was a 90-minute movie about these kids that do good deeds in their neighborhood. One of them falls in with a gang. He moves to Chicago, and he comes back. He's wearing like a bandana. It's like a movie from 95 or something. It's really bad. And I showed it to Julian. I said, "This is really funny. You should watch this. It's really bad." And I shit you not, Julian he watched the movie on his own after that, to his own pleasure. So
why not?
That is one of his favorite movies. I'm sorry. Look up the Buttercream Gang. Watch the Buttercream Gang.
No.
Listen, it's Julian and Tony sitting in the living room with their
seat.
Underwear on, watching the
Buttercream Gang believer.
It's a movie about the kids that they do good deeds. All right, they help ladies across the street carry their groceries. One of them falls in deep, starts stealing, and they save him at the end. And it's a beautiful movie. Who drives? What's up with the Riccobeanies thing? What is this beef about Riccobeanies?
Listen, me and Julian love Rico Benny's, but Leo for some reason is hating to.
Y'all are having inside jokes.
I told you,
Rico Benny's.
I don't know what the Rico Benny's thing. So you're gonna have to tell me because I've seen Leo's been hating all night about the movies, about me, about Rico Benny's. I don't know, man.
Listen, I don't know. For some reason, Leo says Rico Benny's is trash. He's making fun of Julian for driving for 2 hours.
I know, yeah.
Devontae is right. It sounds explicit, Buttercream Gang.
It sounds explicit. The Buttercream Gang. There you go. It's
that's somewhere I should.
I don't even know if you can find it on streaming. It was something that they showed us in schools to do good deeds, help out your neighbor, help old ladies, that kind of thing.
The Buttercream Gang believer.
The Buttercream Gang, and they called themselves that. They were like, "You're part of our gang now." But
is it like the Babysitters Club, but like boys?
So they call it
the Buttercream.
There's like a fat one, and he like used his fatness to like tackle like a burglar, and they stop a burglar. So it was something special for the kids. So look it up if you have the chance. It's probably not available anywhere. It was like there's one.
It definitely is. Probably.
I think there's one called Boys Club too, and it was like the Sandlot, but they did basketball, and it was with the fat kid from the Sandlot. But this time he was fat doing basketball.
What's that website? Just Watch.
Just Watch. Look it up. Look it up. The Buttercream Game. Someone who chooses. Okay, I don't know what's going on in the chat. I don't know what's going on.
From
Leo saying that's who drives 2 hours.
1992.
Leo says we're doing spaces after this. Like right after this one. This one turned crazy.
Is it two words?
I do want to say after
Buttercream is one word.
For everybody that joined the stream when we were talking about The Exorcist. Thank you for joining. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming back and watching.
It has 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn, that's good.
On Letterboxd.
That's good, dude.
5.8 on IMDb.
66 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty fucking. That's 66% of people enjoyed that movie. That's good, dude.
Damn, that's good. Can't rent it or buy it.
Let's have a stream of the Buttercream Gang. Let's get Julian on, and we have a live stream. First time watching the Buttercream Gang.
Live watch.
Let's do it. Live watch the Buttercream Gang.
Leo, if I lived in Rockford like Julian did, I'd just move. Is all I'm saying.
Y'all are haters.
This is not right. I don't want to prove it. It's too negative tonight. Too negative.
What
I thought I was going to be the negative Nancy.
Listen, didn't we say that we were going to do a watch along one of these nights? What movie did you?
Julian's saying Lost Boys.
We're doing the Lost Boys. Julian's actually going to
Lost Boys with Julian.
We're doing the Lost Boys. We're going to do that.
We're going to do a Lost Boys watch along.
Yeah, we're going to do the Lost Boys. But I think the Buttercream Gang, we should, if we find it.
What I hear though is that Leo is going to make a special appearance as the sax man.
Oh yeah, the saxophone player, of course.
Yeah, that Leo's going to make it with like shirtless and everything too.
He's going to do it. Scream, I still believe. Yeah.
Leo's going to do this sax shirtless with the baby oil on, look all shiny.
This was a fun episode. This is definitely an all-timer. I think
you can buy the Buttercream Gang DVD on Amazon.
It's got to be on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
$18.
It's on YouTube.
You should buy the Buttercream Gang.
It's on YouTube, guys. I know it's on.
I'm
YouTube.
looking.
It's on YouTube. I'm telling you. Well, we're gonna do a live watch.
Lost Boys is the second best vampire movie next to Blade 2.
Yeah, it is on YouTube.
We're gonna watch it. There you go. We're gonna watch
an hour and 34 minutes.
I love Lost Boys.
I dare you to watch the Buttercream Gang with Victoria tonight.
Well, we're gonna save it. We're gonna watch it together. Everybody's gonna watch the Buttercream Gang. Bro, we watched the Buttercream Gang on VHS. I don't know. Lost Boys, Fright Night, Lost Boys, Blade 2. I agree. Let me grab my phone if we are doing spaces. Give me 1 second.
Are we?
What?
Apparently you're going on spaces with us
tonight, Victoria. So. Girl, I'm hungry.
So am I. I was thinking about getting Culver's, but it's already 10 o'clock at night. I gotta see what time Culver's closes.
Tony, come back. What are you doing?
Wow, so he really did try to call me. He really
did. He said that.
Damn it, they're closed. Culver's is closed.
But we'll definitely do a watch along on that. We'll do a watch along. You know, we had a good amount of watchers this night when we were talking about the movie. When we were talking about the movie, which was cool. It was
It
definitely
went off
cool.
the rails like it always does.
It went off the rails so hard. Like I really wanted the first episode back.
Your vendetta against
Yeah.
Devante was just
Dude,
outstanding.
I
You
think
had-
that was,
You guys made up.
That's-
You guys made up. It's not a vendetta.
I have
We all
no
are friends.
I have nothing in my heart that's bad towards Devante, or as he calls himself now,
Pumpkin cake,
Pumpkin King.
which I like that.
Pumpkin King. That's the best name he came up with. I have
No,
nothing
cake.
against you, dude. You know, it was definitely
Cake.
exciting.
It was pumpkin cake.
This was
Not king,
cake. Pumpkin cake. I'm sorry.
That's
See,
why I
this
said
is
I
why
like
he's
it.
mad at you because you can't even read his name or his
listen,
comment right.
Things are going so fast right now, right? And
You can't even read his name or
no,
his
because I can't
comment
read the
right.
chat. I can't read the chat. I don't have it pulled up, so I keep.
I mean, at least you
opening
called
it.
him the Pumpkin King, right? Like you gave him
That's
like that
better.
royalty title.
Yeah, it's
but-
royalty, dude.
That's
It's
royalty.
I gave him that. I blocked him 4 times, and he came back. That's bigger than fucking Michael Myers, man. He just kept bouncing back. So I think we should
You're a
probably
bully.
end it. We should definitely end it at some point. I think we're nearing the end of the stream, and it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Yeah, for sure. We got to do this again next Sunday.
Well, no, I don't want it to be a giant roast session to me. Maybe we could flip it on you, or we could actually just talk about the movie this time. We'll see. We'll see.
We always do. We always do. There's nothing we could always. I don't know. Come up with something.
Yeah, of course. Cool.
He
So,
said excuses.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I disappointed you, dude. All right. Thank you all for tuning in tonight.
Final verdict. I like The Exorcist.
Yes,
Go watch The Exorcist. Go watch
They
it.
like The Exorcist. I didn't mind it. I don't think it's as bad as some people say. But no, let's talk about you and roast. Dude, we've done that for like the past hour.
I'm gonna invite him on.
I know. At this point, we might as well.
The roast of Tony.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, share.
Roast.
And we'll see you next week. And then we will schedule the Lost Boys watch along
Mhm.
with Julian. He'll come on here. Maybe we'll talk about the Buttercream Gang at some point. We'll see. Gabe, you got anything to say before we leave?
No. I think we're maybe going on X's Spaces right after this.
I have no idea. I was supposed to hop on Texas.
Julian
Chainsaw
saying Texas
as well.
Chainsaw now.
So maybe Spaces is gonna have to wait. I might have to wait on Spaces, but
All right, cool.
maybe this Monday or Tuesday night I could do it. But again, thank you all for joining. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time.